Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello and welcome to the Morning Cuppa. And our surprise visitor this morning, Gail Zimmerman.
Hi, everybody.
Yay.
Hi, everybody.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you stopped by.
I'm so glad as well.
I was telling Gail I wasn't sure when I did the route to where I'm going in Pennsylvania. I wasn't sure where I was heading, what states. And sure enough, I came right by her town.
Right here.
Floated into her town. If you read the message from the angels last night, you'll understand that going through that horrendous storm.
Downpour.
It felt like a monsoon.
Yeah,
it
was bad.
It didn't let up, and I'm praying, all right, God, come on.
But you're here safe, and God got you here safely.
So. Yeah. And there's a reason for everything. So if you read the message from the blog, you'll see that the angels just kind of said, yeah, you made it through. And that's the important thing, isn't it?
I did read your blog. It was a nice message. It got you here safely, and
yes,
the angels guided you here, and here you are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like a metaphor for all those storms of life. Did I lose my voice? Grab some water. Hi, Annie.
Oh, good morning.
Annie's on with us. So as we go through our storms of life, sometimes we panic, right? Sometimes we're screaming out at God, stop it, stop the rain, stop the storm. But it doesn't always stop when we say stop, because it's not done yet.
It's not done, no.
Yeah, when the storm's done, then the sun comes back out, and it did, as I was actually coming into almost to the exit.
Really?
I had to get off.
Okay.
There was a break, and there was sunshine through the clouds, and I'm going, okay, I can breathe now. Deirdre's here. Oh, happy Tuesday, Deirdre.
Morning, everybody.
Kathleen Caputo, our Mama Hada Bear. Have you been following her?
No, I have not.
Oh,
no, I've got a lot of catching up to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Julie Kiss is in upstate New York. And Jennifer Langren, my Florida gal. And that's all of you. Leo. Here's our Leo. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Gail has to run off to work.
I go to work, but nice seeing everybody. I'm so glad, Teri, I got to meet you finally after 10 years.
Blessed. I know.
Yeah, it's been too long.
It's been crazy that we haven't got to meet yet.
It was perfect timing. It was meant to be. And
it was.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Have a great day, and be safe in travels, and keep me posted.
And hug from all the peas.
Okay, bye. Bye, peas.
Thank you, Gail. That door is a little hard to get open.
That's it.
So turn it all the way down.
There you go. All right. Okay. Take care.
All right. Bye. Okay, well, that was fun having a visitor this morning. We were going to try to get together yesterday, but the storm slowed me down. So I got here when I got here and collapsed in the bed and got to meet her this morning on her way to work. So thank you, Peas, for welcoming her in. Turn this on so I can look at what you're saying. I know, Andrea Gregg, hi. It was so wonderful. Okay, so let's do our heart brain and get on with this beautiful, thankful Tuesday. I'm very thankful. I'm so, so happy that I got to meet her after 10 years of talking together online and really getting close online, and then to meet somebody in person. It's such a delight. All right, so hand on the heart and slow down the breathing. And then we add in love, add in joy in our hearts. I have lots of joy this morning. And then think about those affirmations. I am enough. I am worthy. Drink that all in. Miracles happen to me every day. Opportunities show up everywhere. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I am a spark of the divine. And then wrap your arms around somebody. Be that divine spark that makes somebody know that they're loved. Just love, love, love on each other. We've been saying those affirmations for 141 days. Thank you, Deirdre, for keeping track. And what a delight to just be able to feel it, isn't it? Doesn't it make you feel good to say things like, I am worthy, I am enough, and to really feel that, to really know it? To me, that's the best way to start your day. When you first wake up, say those affirmations. So yesterday was Manifesting Monday. Good morning, Kathy Hand. Um, Yesterday, I shared a tool with you, a method of manifesting, and it's very simple, very, very simple. So, did anybody do it besides me? I actually did it for two different things that I've got going on. One of them is my birthday gift that I'm think I'm a little bit closer to that becoming a reality. I heard from somebody last night and they're going to let me know today. And I think it's going to happen. And Kathy Hand is in on the news because she's involved with it. But I can't tell it out loud yet until it's a reality. And the other one was for the talisman that I'm involved in trying to get that out into the world and sold and in a museum somewhere. So I did both of those and see what happens. I'm going to continue this whole week to manifest that way and to make that something that's real. And you know, it was for me, it was so easy to just let it go after I did the feeling, after I asked myself, how does it feel that this has happened? How does it feel that that talisman is in a museum where people can see it in all its beauty and all its glory? And I was on top of the world, especially after what I had just come through for the 2 hours of you know what that I drove through that water. Jennifer did it. Kathy did it. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Well, if you haven't done it yet, I encourage you to at least try it. Try it once and see what happens. And see if something starts showing up in your life just from that, just from doing that simple little method. Kathy was finally able to narrow mine down to something that can happen within a month. There you go. Putting it to the test. You know, just lost her name. The Pound Grout that does the E2 experiments. It reminds me of that. This is because she had the same concept, you know, and so we're doing an experiment to see what we can manifest. I love that. And if my manifestation comes true, you, like I said, you're going to hear me scream wherever you are, scream for joy, because it's something that it would really raise my vibration to such a high level. So I hate to tease you, but I don't have the exact yes yet about it happening. But I'll let you know. Jim Mershon, good morning. You're at work. Well, I hope you have a beautiful day at work and everything works perfectly for you. So it is Thankful Tuesday. Give your gratitude. What's going on in your world? And you know, I think we have time to read. We have time for story time this morning. So why don't we do that? Let's have story time. And that way you get to see or hear what I came through yesterday. And let's call people in here. Where is everybody? We're missing our pair of jeans. We're missing Linda. Who else? So many people that aren't here with us. So I don't know where they are, but let's call them in. And I'll pull up the message, which is called Rain, Resistance, and Revelations. And I tell you, after the experience that I went through, that I'll talk about in the message, I got here where I'm at, and I just fell on the bed. I was done. so you know that it took a lot out of me when that happened. There's our Blue. Good morning, Kathleen. Kathleen, we can all get the feeling of what it would be like to hear me scream with joy. Yes, yes, yes. Brookie's back in PA. Well, let's call her in here with us this morning. All right. So, rain resistance and revelations. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. And y'all know what that is. That's from Dr. Seuss. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like driving in the rain. Today I left Indiana to continue my eastward trek. A thunderstorm slowed me down as I waited for it to settle down before getting on the road. I had planned where to stop for the night and grateful for the intuition that alerted me to make a reservation. I was on a phone call with my sister, sharing some wonderful news with her, when I spotted a huge black cloud ahead. And I said, I think I'm driving into some rain. Well, it was more than just some rain. It was like a torrential downpour. On an interstate with a 70-mile-per-hour speed limit, our 3 lanes of traffic could only safely manage to travel at 15 to 20 miles per hour because it was impossible to see the road. Thank God for taillights. As much as I begged and pleaded with God to clear the weather, it continued with a vicious onslaught for almost 2 hours. I made it safely to my destination, fell into bed exhausted, reeling from the experience. I laid there and I thought, how could my day go from exhilaration to nightmare that quickly? Isn't that the rhythm of life, though? The unpredictable cadence of ups and downs, calm and chaos, green eggs and ham, and thunderstorms. Sometimes the very thing we resist holds the lesson we need the most, not because it tastes good or feels safe, but because it stretches us, humbles us, and reveals our strength. That torrential downpour, it tests your faith. It makes you slow down, breathe deeper, and trust the road, even when you can't see it. It's okay to not like every twist and turn of this wild ride, but it's also okay to trust that there is purpose in it all. The rain will stop, the road will clear, and you'll arrive changed, perhaps, but stronger, wiser, and more alive. Dear angels, how can I hold on to peace when a beautiful day suddenly turns into chaos? How do I keep my spirit steady when I feel so shaken by the unexpected? Dear ones, what a sacred question this is, for it touches the core of the human experience. Understand that peace is not the absence of the storm, but the presence of divine stillness within you as the winds swirl around. When the day shifts from sunshine to shadows, it is not to punish or frighten you, but to awaken your awareness to your inner light. Breathe, anchor into the moment. Trust that you are never alone, not even in the most blinding rain. Each drop is a reminder to pause, to surrender, to be present with what is, not what was or what you wish would be. You are held by unseen hands, guided even when you feel lost, and stronger than you yet know. Do not curse the downpour. Instead, ask what it has come to wash away. The angels whisper, even the storm has a heartbeat, and it beats in time with your courage. Let it cleanse, not consume. Let it reveal the light that you already are. Angels, today I promise to look for rainbows amidst the storms of life. And I tell you guys, I'm not exaggerating. It was almost 2 hours of that storm. And in talking with Gail before we went on the air, she said there were some places where they got 6 inches of rain in those 2 hours. It was relentless. It just kept keeping on. And I'm praying, God, make it stop, make it stop. You know, I panic. And I was in panic mode, but I had to be fully present with what I was doing, where I was, making sure that other people around me were staying in their lanes. Sometimes I had to move a little bit because the rain, when it's sitting on the road, it moves you. And there were times when it would ease up, not totally let up, but just ease up a little bit. And so everybody's thinking, okay, I can go a little faster. And as I tried to go a little faster on the road, my car started moving. And I said, oh, okay, that's my sign to slow back down. It's not ready yet. And that was part of the lesson too, is when we're going through those storms, when we're going through any experience in life, it has to be complete, or we are going to be wobbly. We're going to move from side to side and not feel stable. It was a huge lesson, and I don't like it. Still don't like rainstorms and driving in the rain, and I don't like green eggs and ham, but but I hope you all enjoyed the message and hearing about the lesson that came through so profoundly. And that's my life. That's the things that happen that they show me, sometimes to the extreme. And in the moment, I want out. I'm like, stop, I'm done. I'm done with this. I want out of this. But no, I made it through. And that's what God said. You're going to make it through this. You're going to be okay. And just stay steady, breathe, allow what's happening to be in the present moment. And really, when you're going through something that intense, that's all you can do. That really seriously is all you can do. You can't focus on regrets or shame or blame or anything from the past. Certainly can't think about the future. You can only stay present with what's happening. And I thought it was so funny that as I'm following a set of taillights, and usually I try to follow the big trucks because I can see theirs. Theirs are big. As I was following, and I was doing pretty good at staying behind this truck and staying straight on the road and not panicking too much because I knew that there was something I could see, he moved over. And I'm yelling, why are you moving? Don't leave me. And that's also a lesson that sometimes we need to step out on our own. We need to see that although we're so dependent on something that feels safe, that we think, oh, I can make it through as long as I can see those taillights, right? We can make it through a storm as long as we have something to hold on to that's going to show us the way. And then all of a sudden, that's not there. And in our experiences in life, that happens for real. We might have somebody holding our hand. We might have somebody talking us through an experience. And then we're left on our own. And look at what we do. We thrive. We don't just survive it, but we realize our strength. And that was really the gist of that whole experience, is showing me that I am stronger than my surroundings, than my environment. I am stronger than any storm that I have to drive through. So it happened, it's over, and I'm so happy that I made it here and I got to meet Gail, and you all got to meet Gail. She is a delight. I met Gail, like she said, about 10 years ago when Time Heals was first born. And it was over 10 years, maybe 11 years. Gail was one of the, I think she might have been the first person that I did the healing modality Time Heals for. I had asked for, I'd asked for volunteers, and she had stepped up and said, I'll do it. And I had, I think, 7 people that I did Time Heals on for the very first time. And wow, it's so great to finally put my arms around her and give her a hug. All right, so who came in? Brandy's here. Good morning, Brandy girl. Don Baker, good morning. And Brandy says, I am worthy. I am enough. Miracles and happiness happen to me every day, and I love myself. Well, that was my miracle yesterday, one of them. And yeah, it's a huge lesson sometimes to not panic, to not give up, to not say I can't. And I started feeling that. I started feeling I can't drive in this. I can't do this. I had no choice, because even if I were to try to exit off of the interstate, it was still happening. If I were to drive off of that interstate, which I knew those were the lanes to stay in to get me where I needed to go, if I tried to turn off, who knows? I could have wrecked, not being able to see the road, to see a stop sign, a stop light. So I did the only thing I knew to do, keep on keeping on. And what a lesson that is, to keep on keeping on in the face of trauma and drama, right? Oh, Kathleen. Kathleen says, yes, a great lesson to remember that spirit is always with us, guiding us, but not crazy about those lessons. You need chocolate after them. Yeah, I didn't have chocolate because I have been doing something. I talked to Don over the weekend, and something came up, and I'm thinking, I think that's a sign for me. And I had told him I can do that. So I'm on a 3-day water fast. Today's day 3. I haven't had food in the last couple of days. I haven't had food since, I think, Saturday night. So I'm doing a water fast to detox my body. You know, I think I'm just getting a revelation here that that storm was washing away, just like the detox is happening inside my body. It was detoxing everything about my physical body. So yeah, great lesson. And no chocolate to ease what happened there. Morning, Charlie. Deirdre said, putting my prayer in because I need to move away from the air conditioner. Prayers, oh, thank you. Our daily prayers for all humans, for Gaia, and all who live on her back, for world peace, attention to human trafficking, and support for all families living with addiction. Prayers for our troops in the United States, and continued travel prayers. I tell you, it was the travel prayers that got me through that. I know that for a fact. And thank you all for lifting me in prayer every time I get on the road. Good morning, Linda Lemieux. Linda, I'm going to reach out to you today. I sent you a message last night, but I know it was a little late, so you probably were already turned in for the night. Okay, so what does Kuan Yin have to say about all of this nonsense and green eggs and ham? She says, it's never too late. If you have forgotten who you are, know that your true self has not gone away and never will. Underneath every layer of conditioning, under all twisting and turning and trying to fit into some shape to please others, your true self remains true, ready, and waiting to rise up in original gorgeousness and glory. It is never too late for you to choose to be you. So, going back to the experience that I had to choose. I had choices in every moment of going through that experience. I had choices. And that was also a big lesson and something to realize that I can go into the panic mode really easily. It's so easy for us humans to panic when we're going through something, right? When we're going through our storms of life and those fires and challenges, it's really easy to forget our strength, to forget that the angels are right there with us. They were guiding that car. They knew that I was safe. I forgot in the moment when the rain hit and I couldn't see, when it felt like I was driving through a swimming pool. And I had that thought, this is probably what it feels like to drive through a swimming pool, right? That you can't see. It's relentless. It doesn't let up. The windshield wipers are totally useless. And the angels were guiding. So it was such a beautiful lesson, but done in a really hard way. But sometimes we need the hard. Sometimes we need to be hit over the head before we wake up and realize, oh, I was resisting. I've been resisting this whole time. Anytime there's a storm, anytime there's inclement weather that I have to deal with, I've been panicking. I've been saying, I can't. And when I caught myself saying, I can't do this, and y'all know how much I hate those words, and I stopped and I said, yes, I can. Yes, I can. I might be shaking in my boots. I might be gripping that steering wheel for dear life. I can do this. And what a huge, huge revelation to know that I'm not alone. The angels are there. Spirit always has the upper hand. Linda Gale lives here in, where am I? Cleveland, Ohio. And that's where I am currently. I stopped for the night. I did crash and burn after that big experience. And then I woke up and I wrote about it in the blog and got the angels' input on it, which was a beautiful message for us all, that whatever storm we're going through, we'll make it through. We have choices. We have decisions that we make as we're going through the storm. And then we have decisions to make after the storm passes. How am I then going to process it? How am I going to think about it? Am I going to dwell on the fact that it was horrible? Am I going to dwell on the fact that it's one of the worst things that could possibly happen as I'm driving down the road? Or am I going to say, what do I need to learn from this? And this is what the angels shared with me so many years ago. When we're going through those traumas and dramas and we come out of it, don't look back and say, why? Why did that happen? what do I need to know about this? And that's what I did. I sat with them and I said, what do I need to know about this? What was that all about, angels? And that's exactly what I did. I shared the experience and then I shared what they had to say about it. All right. I think I got everybody that came in. Charlie, I think I said hello to you. And Brandy, thank you for that daily prayer. Um, we've still got the reading to do before we go into our prayer time. But Deirdre had to step away from the computer. So I appreciate all of you who put in the daily prayer with us every day. And we don't have our Sally and Tony in here. Let's call them in. Kathleen said one time in a taxi, 1 hour trip back to Orlando Airport, the same type of rainstorm. The driver couldn't see, so he pulled off of I-95. All of a sudden, he got back on the road into the middle lane, going slow, other cars screaming past us. Then he just stopped in the middle of the road. I was actually screaming at him, telling him he was going to get us killed. The angels actually kept us safe, and I got to the airport. I never used that driver again. Yeah, there were some cars that pulled over off the road, but I think that's even more dangerous. That's what I've heard anyway, that, somebody could think that they're moving and they're sitting still, and that could cause an accident. Mostly people just had their flashers on. So we all, including me, we had our flashers on so that other people could see us a little easier through all of that downpour. And yeah, praying. I know that there was probably hundreds, if not 1,000 people in those 2 hours that were praying, probably some of them for the first time ever, wanting help to get through all of that mess. But yeah, those harrowing experiences of life, they really are there for a lesson. And it's a hard lesson, but when we survive it, when we come through it, we know how strong we are. We know our strength. We know where our strength comes from. And then we go forward from there a little bit stronger, a little higher in our vibration, because we just have that understanding that whatever the storm is, it's going to pass. The sun is going to come back out. And then there we are, having that experience that, yeah, it can be called a beautiful experience. Beautiful because of the outcome. Now, for some, it may not be the same outcome, depending on the choices that are made, right? Maybe pulling off the road would have been more dangerous than staying on the road. So we make choices in every situation. There's different outcomes depending on what we decide. There's our Sally and Tony. We called them in here. All right. And you missed my trauma through the storm yesterday, Sally. So I encourage you to read that blog from the angels because it was a huge message for everybody. All right. Where are we? We are on 67, I think. But Kathy, you sent me a message about page 68. Am I on the wrong page? Am I a page behind? I don't know. I'm asking. So just in case, I'm going to read 67 and 68. And if I did get it wrong, then that's okay. We'll just repeat it tomorrow. Change the inside, and you will change the outside. This is the freedom that you seek. This is returning home to love. Gently let go of anything that is not in alignment, whether that is a person, place, or thing, or perhaps a belief. Dear ones, indeed we see your hearts as you grieve. We hold you even tighter during this time. We encourage you to be gentle with the letting go process. and allow the emotions that are so important to acknowledge and honor. This is your experience, and each one of you will deal with it in your own way. So there is no template, no normal way of experiencing grief. There isn't. There's no time limit. There's no way that you have to do it. Grief is personal to each person. Some of you worry about your loved ones who lose their memory. Dear ones, we assure you that those memories are not gone. Cherish the time you have with your loved ones. Inhale the beauty of your world. Let it fill you up and know that it will always be with you. Those memories, even if you can't grab onto them and hold on to them in the moment, they're always there. And we're going to take our memories with us, our good love memories with us when we go to our next adventure out of this one. So I'm going to read page 68, and then we'll be all caught up in where we need to be. Clothe yourself in the protective shield of Archangel Michael, and always call on him in times when the ground gets a little shaky. You are never alone. Stay strong in your faith. I did call on Michael. I called on the angels. I was just reaching out to spirit during that 2 hours that I was going through the horrific rainstorm. In the dance of life, remember that like riding a bike, you find balance not in standing still, but in the joyous, rhythmic movement forward on your spiritual journey. Dear ones, the Creator has shown so many times how important each of you are. Every breath you take, every word, every emotion is held in high regard. God only wants the best for you. Isn't it time that you want that as well? It is time. It's divine time. And here's the one that Kathy said she read and thought of my experience. Remember that being strong in tough times is not about avoiding challenges, but about embracing them with a spirit that transcends the material world. As you cultivate your spiritual resilience, you discover an unshakable strength that allows you to dance gracefully through the storms of life, knowing that in the end, the sun will rise again. Rise up, dear ones. Yes, I think it was such a huge message. And thank you, Kathy. I really do think that message was supposed to be read along with the experience that I had, and that's a big teaching for all of us to remember that sun's going to come back out. The sun always rises. The light always comes in when we've gone through the dark. So those are the readings, and I hope that something there touched you, whether it was the readings in the little book, Angels in My Pocket, or maybe it was sharing my experience. And y'all know I live my life out loud, so I'm going to share everything I go through, whether I did well with it or not. And we can all learn from each other. You know, Neville says that everything that's happening around us is us pushed outward. And I really believe that. And I thought of that statement as I was going through the storm. I thought, okay, if this is me pushed outward, then what is that chaos? What is it that is showing up to be washed away, to be cleansed, to be detoxed? And so I think as I'm going through an inner detox with the physical body, that had to come to cleanse everything, to wash it all away, and to show resilience, to show the strength of making it through whatever challenge comes up, whatever it might be. Y'all know I've been through blizzards. I've been through storms where the interstate was shut down because the storm was so bad. And you were right there with me. And yes, I had reached out at that time. That was a few years ago that I went through that horrible storm. And y'all were with me. There were 4 of you that stuck with me through the night and kept me awake, kept me alert. And although I didn't reach out because I couldn't touch my phone, I was like, I have to totally stay in this now moment and focus. And then afterward, I knew that I had come through something so big, so powerful, that it changed me. And it did. Oh, Kathleen, you're so welcome. And Sally says, that's when I feel like we're going through an energy. That's what I feel like. We're going through an energy detox. Yeah, I think that storm was a metaphor for a lot of things that are going on. And like I said, as my body is detoxing, that was the sign that all of me is detoxing, not just crap that's in my body that needs to be cleared away. And it will be with what I'm doing. I don't know if this is going to be the last day of my water fast or if I break that fast and learn what I learn and go forward. Maybe it is. And I think that was why it had to be water as my big experience, showing the washing, the cleansing, the moving away of anything that didn't need to be there. Hello, Darlene. Thank you for being with us. All right, so that brings us up to prayer time. And Deirdre's already given us her beautiful prayer. Brandy shared for us to remember those going through dementia or suicide, being touched by those in any way. Leo says, Teri, I was going to ask you what new book you recommend. I think I ran out of books. I wanted to read, but I feel called to read. I remember the last one I studied with the P's was Think and Grow Rich. Okay, well, I will send you some recommendations, Leo, and see which one resonates the most. I have a few right now that I'm reading and still working on changes. I know the angels had said it was going to happen in July, but it's not going to happen in July. So I'm not sure exactly when that will be published, but I am working on your stories. It's just been tough with traveling and all the things that I've been doing this year to obey their command. And I know that I didn't fail. I don't see anything as failure anymore. It's all a lesson. So I will knuckle down and get to that book. And Leo, if you haven't read Changes, let me know. If you haven't read it, I'll send you a copy of it because I think that's a really good one to see the resilience and what can come forth from persevering and keeping on, keeping on. And thank you, Sally. Prayers for the lost, the lonely, the forgotten, the unloved, for the homeless, for those who live in fear of another, and for our entire P family, extended as well near and far. May we all see the grace of our divine light, live it in love, and live with your experiences. Thank you. Yes, those experiences of life. That's why we're here. We showed up for this. We signed up for this. Sometimes I say, what was I thinking? but we did sign up for this. All right, so let's go into our hearts. And if you have prayers, please type them in. I'd like to, I know my friend Monica is on our list, Norman and Monica. I'd like to lift them up today and especially lift Monica up and prayers for strength for her as she goes through some physical things. She's at the doctor at the moment. So I'm just thinking, I'm really praying that that's going to be a good experience moving forward. Kathy, please send more prayers for your supervisor, Jeanette Higgins. Oh, dear one. Okay. All right, Kathy, I'll get in touch with you later about that because I know someone who just went through that a couple of years ago, that exact thing. So I will reach out to you. Okay, you did read changes. All right. Well, I have a couple that I will recommend, Leo. Okay, let's breathe into our heart. Darlene, I see you, sweet one, lifting your father up in prayer, and I'll add him to our prayer list. I know you're on there and your hubby and fur babies, but we'll also add him. Blue Jean, prayers of a humbled, grateful heart. The big girls spent the night in their field. Dave and I walked over this morning and I brought them into their bougie Barbie barn. It's cool and the fans are on. I can see them sleeping under their fans. Kitties, puppies, and me are so grateful. Thank you, God, for all these miracles. Prayers for my guy. He is working way too hard. Absolutely. Lifting up our Dave Wolinski and praying for strength and for ease and grace in your life, Dave. All right, so breathe in. Know that you are worthy. You are enough. You are a spark of the divine, a being of love and light. You are resilient. You are strong. You can make it through whatever life hands you, whatever those experiences are. One thing that I remembered as I went through my experience yesterday, that God doesn't bring it to us to not bring us through it. Whatever it is that we're going through, we can make it because we know the power that we have on our side. So whatever fire or storm you're going through, know that you can make it. Know that you are strong. That strength is inside of you. There's no superhero that's going to sweep in and stop the storm or put out the fire. It's all inside of you. So breathe in deeply, breathe in through your belly button. Let your energy rise up, 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 higher and higher. And we're going to bring with us all the prayer requests, the written, the unwritten, spoken and unspoken, those we hold in our heart. And we bring them with us right to the divine. We lay all those burdens down. We have faith, trust, and we believe that every prayer is answered, even when we think we've been deserted, even when we think that we're not being heard. We're being heard, and the prayers are answered for our best and highest good. Maybe not in the way we would want or we think we want, but they're all being answered. Focus in on trust. As we lay these prayers down, we lay our burdens down, we say, thank you, God. Thank you for the miracles. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the blessings of this life. We love you. We honor you. We give all respect and all honor to God. Amen. All right, so let's come back and have Leo sing to us. I love our Morning Cuppa song. Thank you, Leo, for that and for your love and for always inspiring us to dance and to do better, to be a better human with accepting, aligning, and allowing those lessons in life. All right, come on. There it goes. Thank you.
Good morning, Earthlings. It's
Go for a swim. Yay. Oh, yay. Thank you, Blue, for being with us. And I'm still seeing me meeting Dolly. So I know that's going to happen. And dance, dance, dance like nobody's watching. Peas in the pod, that's us. There you are, Deirdre. Oh, Kathy, I'm so glad you were. I hope you have a beautiful day at work. So much love to you, Kathy Han. And Kathy, it looks like that miracle is going to happen. I'm just waiting for the phone call now to solidify it. Triple A. Oh, that was interesting. Kind of like it slowed down. Usually it speeds up. Full of joy and excitement and love. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I had to tell Kathy because she's involved in it. But as soon as I have the go ahead, I'm going to let you all know what's going to happen on my birthday this year. So excited. Align, allow, triple A, take it everywhere, no matter where you go. Thank you, I love you. All right, pick up Leo at the end, and we're going to get out of here. Remember, it's never too late. Divine time is never late. It's always right on time. Woo! Thank you. Thank you, Peas. Thank you for coming in today and for sharing in the love, the joy, the beauty of lifting up through our experiences. I love you so much. Stay in your heart. Stay blessed. And if you haven't done the manifestation technique yet, try it tonight. I want to hear good stuff. I want to see those manifestations come true. Just like I'm pulling in some really big stuff in my life, you can do